damn. I'm like, girl, you make it sound like it's an auction. I'm selling myself to the best person that's gonna pay.
I don't want to say anything because it's going to come out weird, but you should put your bank account statement, your bank statement on the app.
All right, so let's hop into the next one. I think I'm pretty interested in this, is dating in your generation versus dating in your generation, or kind of like in our generation, because I was in the middle of like having to approach people, then the apps came in.
You're like the OkCupid meets Christian Mingle.
Yeah, so like your thoughts on...
You want my opinion now?
Go ahead.
Okay, well,
dating.
Look, I never used an app. I used the approach where you have to think somebody likes you, and you have to go over and get rejected in front of them. So really, it's difficult to tell you how it went, but really, when you look for someone who you thought was attracted to you or interested in you, and then you went over and you said, hey, would you like to go out to dinner one night or go to a movie? Those were the days where people were actually going to movie theaters, and we'd go to dinner and it'd ask for their phone number. And then a lot of times you get rejected right to your face. And really, when you would get rejected to your face, it hurt. It hurt. I mean, you knew that you could not see that person ever again without being humiliated that you got dumped, or I don't even know what the word would be, dumped, but I guess it was dumped by her because you really thought you liked her. Well, see, the thing is, you weren't going over to a girl who you just met. You actually were talking to her for a while. So you were thinking that she liked you, so you had deceived yourself into believing that there's something there when she basically flat out tells you no. You realize that all these months that you were planning this one moment where you're going to go over there and you got your courage together, she just kicked you right. Basically, it's like
in 10th grade.
It's actually like a kick in the nuts, okay? You look at her and you're like, oh man, I humiliated myself. She's going to tell all her friends. Now I look like a moron. And usually you didn't have a second one in line at that time, so you were basically
in line.
No, because it wasn't like you have an app.
Like you have a list.
I know you pimp it. What's up?
No, you were just trying. This was your first choice. She dumped you. You were in trouble. When she said no, you weren't going to have another one lined up that's going to take you. And especially if some people found out that you asked her out and she said no, now you look like a dog to everybody. And honestly, you weren't getting very.
Is this like in high school, or is it like in the neighborhood? Like
high school and beach clubs. I used to go to a beach club and we used to meet girls over there, and you kind of knew if they liked you because they would follow you around a little bit. You could kind of tell. So I would try to look for those tell signs that they liked me. They'd follow me around. They'd laugh.
Hair flip,
Yeah.
Or the sentinel, like, oh, you're so funny.
You're such a great athlete. Oh, I love your hair. Can we go?
Or when they compliment you, like, oh, so are you lifeguard?
Yes.
Oh, that's hot.
You know what it is? They would actually show up. You know what it would be more like? You happen to be right in some ways. They would show up where you were.
Yeah.
Like if you would go to the cafeteria, you'd see them. If you'd go to the tennis courts, you'd see them. If you'd be sitting somewhere, they'd try to sit near you. They never sit really real close to you, but they'd be in your space.
That actually reminds me of I don't know if you watched that movie Grown Ups, the first one,
Never.
where the little boy, he's practicing football on the field, and there's the little chunky girls over there's like, go Quincy, go. And then she takes off her boots and uses them on pom-poms, and she's all there like playing around and shit, and then you just see Adam Sandler's character say, he's like, I think she likes you.
Well, it's kind of like that, Jess. It really was. And when you got rejected, it hurt, and it hurt. And you know what? Sometimes you wouldn't even get rejected. Sometimes you get fake phone numbers.
Oh yeah, that's so easy to do.
I
actually saw this video from the 90s from an Instagrammer I watch, and she's like, when a guy that comes up to you at the mall comes to you, she's there with like her pen and her pencil, like ready to give out her number because there was no phones. So she's like, oh, here's my number. When it was a guy she liked, she would use a pink paper, and when it was someone that she thought was ugly, she would just take out the blue one, and she said she would just choose a random number from the yellow book.
Wow.
They would. They'd give you fake numbers, and then you would still be humiliated because you wouldn't realize right away until you called it because you didn't have a cell phone in those days. You'd have to go home, wait a few days, and call it. Then you realize, wow, I've been an idiot. She doesn't like me, and I've waited 4 days for this.
That hurts. Like you're all excited. Oh, I got a number, and you're like,
That even still happens nowadays.
Sorry, wrong number. See, they used to have. Sorry, wrong number. You're like, oh my God. Then you would think, okay. Then you would have hope. You'd say, I wrote it wrong. I know I did. The 3 is a 5. Okay.
Oh my God, that's embarrassing.
Hello. Hello. Is Michelle home? Michelle, she doesn't live here. Don't call back. And you're like, oh, screw it. Oh my God, I just been played. And you'd feel really bad, honestly. And her friends would already know that you were this. So the whole group of people in your house, yes, you were humiliated completely. So what I would do is you would try to play it much safer than just going to the random ones.
The random ones. No, you're saying that some women are random?
No, I said random ones would be people who are good, who you're attracted to, who you would just walk over to and say, "Hey, can I have your phone number?" You wouldn't do that.
Yeah, because it's much.
That's what I'm talking about. Not a random.
Isn't that not just like an acquaintance? It's like, oh, nice to meet your acquaintances.
No, but sometimes yes, you would meet like a girl walking. You're in Brooklyn. You're walking down the street. She's walking down the street, and you're going to pass each other in a matter of seconds.
Yeah,
and it'll never be again. You'll never see her again. So you say, "Hey, my name is Jeff. How are you? Listen, I'd love to take you out one time. Here's
Hashtag sexual harassment. Copy that, people.
No, let's not misconstrue that because
it's not
nowadays that's what it would be considered.
But it's also going back to the whole.
That's
point,
the way it was.
Going back to the point of it is. It's much easier to approach and try to date something within your circle versus trying to approach to a random stranger. Because for me, when my college days, like it was like apps were going on freaking what is it?
Tinder?
Match.com.
Oh, Match.com.
You're a fucking joke.
Or MySpace.
Or MySpace, yeah, that too.
Did you ever do that, Jess?
What?
So like
Those dating apps?
Me?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's what you don't do.
Oh,
Like, what about
shit.
dating on?
Throw it
on
off
your
on
end?
me. Throw me under the bus, guys.
Well, we had to. You threw us under the bus by using sexual harassment on asking a passing
Sexual
girl.
harassment.
Yeah.
Hashtag
I hope the bus is heavy.
Oh my God, I'm reminds me of Mean Girls. Hashtag insert the little gif. When Regina goes in front of the bus, and she's like, boom!
Get the fuck out
Just tell me in front of the bus.
Okay.
It's like the Regina George at the table. Then we have the Katie Heron, and then we just have what's her face, just Gretchen.
Gretchen.
I don't know any of these people, so good luck.
That's why I'm in the fucking middle. I can,
Be happy. Be happy. You can be on the ends. Now, tell me about your dating experience.
My
You using that?
dating experiences. So, being honest, when I was in high school, I actually never focused on dating anyone. I was so focused on getting into like a really good college, and I went to a private school, so it's not like I had a choice. You know, I had to get paid my scholarship because I didn't want to pay for the school and things of that sort. So in high school, I really didn't date. I would like go out with like people, you know, some of my close friends. And yeah, that's pretty much it. When I got into college is when I actually started dating. At first, it was kind of like you go up to people and like, you know, your first friends and you're like, hey, let's go out and do something. And then from there, I would just work little by little. Was I ever serious? No. Dating apps now. My friends actually made me try Tinder. I didn't want to try a dating app in college. I was like, no, I know my worth. I'm so smart. Like, someone has to pop up just randomly. And still to this day, I'm single.
By the way, no one has popped up for me either, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, and then when I got into the dating app, it's weird because my friends are like, okay, you have to have like really cute pictures, and I'm like, what would you refer to a cute picture? And then she's like, it's like a headshot, a body shot, and a fun shot. I'm like, girl, you make it seem like if I'm doing a casting. I'm like, last time I did this, I was a little kid,
dude.
I have a question. I've never, by the way, I've never done a dating app, and that's probably why I don't have a date. I heard that people put fake pictures up all the time.
Yeah, I've never done that, but there's people that it's called catfish.
So isn't that like really deceptive when you go out, when you think someone looks some way or has a certain characteristics and they don't?
Photoshop.
Isn't that like a terrible way to start a first date?
Yeah.
I mean, you meet them and you go, holy
like,
Jesus.
You start off being a liar.
Holy Jesus, are you the girl on the picture?
Yeah,
That's pretty terrible, I think.
I agree with that. Even with me, like, I would Photoshop my pictures before uploading them. There's no shame with that. We all Photoshop.
Well, I just heard today, and this is something I didn't know, that the internet does not like Photoshop. I heard it today. I didn't know anything about it. That if you Photoshop, listen, I swear to you, I heard it today that they want real people looking real, being real, and Photoshop is considered real negative. I heard it from social media people who are experts in the field.
I think you're just trying to be shady towards me.
No.
No,
Actually, did you hear about it?
I have heard about it.
It's both
It's both
because it's
ways.
deceptive because there's people trying to be like authentic, but then you're posting fake photos of yourself.
Technically,
then-
it's not fake.
so-
it's just me with like an inch less on my waist.
So,
All right, I'll accept
so
that.
therefore it's an inch
Well,
off of
that
like
brings out a
lying.
whole other debate though. While we're still on the dating app, because that brings up Instagram, because it's like there's these pictures of like the girls with no makeup, and then there's the girls with makeup. There's this TikTok that moved on to Instagram that it's like it's like a Karen, and then it's like another girl. It's like, so I heard a Karen that you don't do your makeup. It's like, no, I just need 10 minutes to do my makeup. It's just some mascara and this, and they put like this girl like really nasty looking, and then it's the other is like with like beauty makes. She's like, I know. So then that brings up to the whole thing that I feel like even though people say that, I still think that's not true.
All right,
I'll keep
I
my quotes
honestly,
up just because I'm
I
saying
honestly
it in
had no
general.
idea. I just heard it, so I just mentioned it to you because I heard it wasn't anything about you personally. Personally, I'd like to be photoshopped, made look like. I prefer to look like Thor. Probably Thor would be my first choice. Brad
Thor
Pitt would be my second. George Clooney my third, and any other young actor that's handsome, please consider photoshopping me with his body and my face.
Okay, we'll do that for stunt double. So it's like anyone looking for
I know he's like
yellow hair.
comes through the
Yeah,
falls down.
If anyone comes to the
Fucking
roof.
Brad Pitt is like,
Oh, Brad, I'm not looking for much.
Oh my god, but back to the dating apps though, what's it called? Then you have to make a bio. Right? So when it comes to the bio, I remember all my college friends were like,
Good.
so what are you gonna write? I'm like, I really don't know. It's like I run a shit ton of businesses, so I have my friends, and I'm like, I'm in college, and it's like I'm self-made. And then she's like, damn. I'm like, girl, you make it sound like it's an auction. I'm selling myself to the best person that's gonna pay.
I don't want to say anything because it's going to come out weird, but you should put your bank account statement, your bank statement on the.
I actually wrote that. I did it. I wrote it like this. I'm like,
Here's my holdings. Now you'll get a lot of dates.
no, what I did was I wrote down, if you have a credit score that's under 700, don't message me.
I love it.
That's what I wrote on there.